So why do I feel completely overwhelmed and just like filled with anxiety and stress over all of these goals that I have? I want to share this personal experience with you because I think that maybe some of you might be able to relate to this, and there's something that I learned through this experience that I think will be helpful for those of you who can relate to this. So, manageable goals. The idea of a manageable goal is it's small enough that you feel like you can accomplish it. However, and tell me in the comments if you can relate to this, that I had many manageable goals. Many goals. They were all manageable, but there were many of them, and I called them my bite-sized goals because this is how I looked at it. I said, okay, I have all these bite-sized goals. Great, they're bite-sized. I should be able to take it in one bite and accomplish it and have no problem. So why do I feel completely overwhelmed and just like filled with anxiety and stress over all of these goals that I have? They're all so good, and I feel so driven to meet all of them. I want to work out. I want to eat healthy. I want to be more involved in my community. I want to be a good mom and a good wife and a good sister and a good daughter. And I want to be on top of my Christmas shopping. I want to do all these things, and I want to take time out for myself to relax and to pamper myself. It's like taking appetizers. Appetizers are not supposed to be a meal. They're like bite-sized pieces of food. And they don't really fill you up, and they don't really overwhelm your plate until you pile them so high that you can't eat all of them. That's overwhelming. And that's how I felt. That's exactly how I felt. I just felt like everything that I had going on was good, except that it was just heaping high, and I couldn't manage it. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I was just so stressed out. But then it dawned on me that all these things are connected, that I used to look at them like, okay, working in the community is one thing, being a mom is another thing, being a wife is another thing, compartmentalized. And what I feel like God kind of like turned on the light bulb for me with was that they're not compartmentalized. They are very interrelated. And when you put them all together, they weave this beautiful web that is my life. And that is also, my life is interrelated with all the lives around me. And my health is important. It's a small but very important piece of that. And it is for you as well. Your health is a small but very important piece of that entire web. And so whatever your goals are, no matter what they look like, what part of your life they are involved in, I want you to know and be encouraged that when you start feeling overwhelmed, that you've got all these manageable goals, these bite-sized goals, and they're heaping high on your plate, and you're just completely overwhelmed and filled with anxiety, to just look at them one at a time and just know that that one goal is going to impact the others on that plate. That, for example, personal experience with that is with my own kids. Like, I have a very active little 2-year-old boy, and if I'm not taking care of myself, then I'm not going to be able to handle that, and I'm not going to be able to take care of him. And I'm sure you've heard that before. I'm also not giving him my best, then I'm not really going to feel so great about myself either. And then when it comes time for me to work out and things like that, whether I realize it or not, it does impact my ability to reach my other goals that I have. I need to feel good about myself, and I've mentioned that in another video. I will link that we need to feel good about ourselves. We need to believe the best about ourselves in order to actually reach our goals, because if we have negative thoughts about ourselves all of the time, it's like self-limiting. And so if I am doing things in my life or not doing things in my life that make me feel kind of crappy about myself, like not giving my son the attention that he needs because I'm more focused on what other goals I'm stressed out about at the time, I'm essentially shooting myself in the foot. And I will be much better off to give him that time and attention that he needs and fulfill him and fill his cup up. And then I'm going to be setting myself up for a great success by feeling mentally and spiritually free to fill my cup up. And it goes both ways. And it's just a matter of discerning that time. What time is it? Is it time to do this and spend time here? Is it time to do that? And you know that. It's your life, and you know your family, you know your habits and the flow of your life. And so just be intuitive about that and pay attention to what time it is. And whatever time it is, whatever season it is for you, be excellent at that. Whatever hat you have to wear, be excellent at doing that. So rather than letting anxiety rule your emotions and rule your life, looking at each one of those little goals, those bite-sized goals, your tasks, your chores, whatever, as an opportunity to better the next one and ultimately the whole. That's my challenge to you guys. This has changed my life. This has completely changed my perspective on how I approach every single goal, every single to-do list, and I forget it from time to time. I'm not perfect. If you talk to anyone who knows me well, they know that I get overwhelmed very easily, and I get that paralysis. That when you I start feeling anxious about all the things I have to do and accomplish, I get just completely paralyzed. But when I can actually remind myself of this truth, I'm better able to move forward and take those steps and say, I'm just going to do the one bite-sized goal that's in front of me right now. And maybe that's just drinking some water. I'm going to know that as I'm doing this, I am setting myself up for success for everything else that I am worried about right now. I hope that was helpful. If it was, please share it and subscribe. There will be more videos like this coming up in the future, as well as a few other videos. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.